Okay, on our instruction sheet, first step is to get the machine out of the bag. So if you set this on a table, you can unzip the bag. And this front compartment opens all the way up, so it's very easy to get the machine out. You'll have your keys and power cord. You will take the machine out of the bag and place it on the ballot box. Okay, with your instruction sheet, remember we have the green for the opening, the red's the closing. So step number 1, unzip the bag and place the OVO on the black ballot box. Step number 2 is to lock the 2 locks on the front of the box using the black cap key to secure the machine. These 2 locks should turn very easily. If they do not turn, you may have to adjust the machine a little bit. Step number 3 says to plug the power cord firmly into the back of the unit. So when you get your power cord, make sure you plug that power cord in nice and tight. That's the reason we want to make sure that you've got that locked on so that machine won't go anywhere. Then plug it into your electrical outlet or your power strip. Now, make sure when you plug that into the power strip that the power strip is turned on. Okay? The next step says to turn on the power switch on the back, and you'll notice that the light will be orange. We'll lift the screen, slide the bracket back until it stops, and the machine will be booting up. Now while the machine is booting up, this is a good time to put up your Election Day wallpaper. You have your sample ballots, you have all of your instructions to voters that need to be put up, because this will take about 3 minutes to boot up. So please walk away from the machine. We always get that phone call of somebody standing there looking at the screen. It's not doing anything. We ask how long it's been. Well, it's been like a minute. So walk away from the machine. Okay, after the machine boots up, on step number 7, it says the zero report will print. The first tape that it prints is the machine info tape. This will have the election information, the current date and time. You do not need to save this tape. The next tape that it prints is the zero report. All poll workers need to sign this report, and please write your precinct name at the top. And remember, if you're in a ward, write Washington Ward 1 or St. Clair Ward 2, because we have more than Ward 1 or more than one Ward 2. Fold this up neatly and put this report in your brown judges folder. The next step, on step 8, says press done. Make sure that you press done. If you do not press done, your machine will not accept a ballot. A lot of times they'll call and say, my machine won't take a ballot. We ask them what's it say in the lower left corner, and they say, well, it says done and print copy, so make sure you press done. If you did not get a good copy of your zero report, you can select the print copy and it will print another copy of that zero report. Step number 8 or 9 says that when the OVO is now ready, you have the green light and the screen says please insert paper ballot. With your ballots, remember the ballot style is always printed in the upper right hand corner of the ballot. So make sure that you get that proper number to that voter. One judge from each party will need to initial that ballot. You'll give that ballot to the voter. They'll go to the booth, make their selection. When they're done, they will put that ballot into the machine. The ballots will go face up, face down, frontwards or backwards. Now, if the voter makes a mistake on their ballot, the ballot will be returned to the voter and it will print this little ticket. This little ticket will tell you exactly what's wrong with that ballot. So there's no reason to take that voter's ballot and look at it. Just look at this little ticket. It may say, school question, overvote. You can simply ask the voter, did you vote for more than one selection? If they did, spoil that ballot, put it in a spoiled ballot envelope, and issue that voter another ballot. Now, occasionally we'll have a voter that'll put their ballot in, we'll see you later, and they leave. If that happens, there is an accept ballot on the screen. You will touch that and then process that ballot. You will only do that if the voter has left the precinct or simply does not want to correct their ballot. Also, if the voter puts their ballot in and it's rejected and the machine says no selection, you can simply ask the voter, did you darken the target next to your choice? If they didn't, then they would simply take their ballot pen, darken the target, and cast that ballot. If they wanted to vote that ballot blank, you would simply hit the accept ballot and cast that ballot. If you have some type of machine failure, you can turn the ballot box around to where the emergency compartment is right here on the back. You can have the voters put their ballots into the emergency compartment. We want the voting process to continue, so do this first, then call the tech team, and we will get your machine operational again. At the end of the night, or if you have no voters in your precinct, you can open the lock on the right side with the black cat key, and you can remove your emergency compartment ballots. Close and relock. Turn your machine back around, and then you can process those ballots. But remember, do that if nobody's in the precinct or right before you close the polls. 7 o'clock, it's time to go home. Remember, first thing you want to do at 7 o'clock is verify your count. So you'll take the count that's in the lower right-hand corner, verify that to your iPads and your supplemental sheet. Step number 1 of the closing instructions says to check the emergency compartment on the back of the ballot box using the black cat key and the lock on the right side of the compartment. Close and relock the emergency bin and process any ballots found in the emergency compartment. Step number 2 is verify the count. Step number 3 is insert the closed ballot into the scanner. The closed ballot is found in your judge's folder. So we're going to insert the closed ballot. It will be returned to you, and the screen will ask you twice if you wish to close voting. Yes? Are you sure you want to close voting? So you will touch yes both times. You can put the closed ballot back in your brown folder. When the machine is closing, it might take it a little bit of time to close. Just be patient with it. And as soon as it starts to close, it will print the totals report. So when the machine is done, it will print your election tape. This will have the results for your precinct. All judges will need to sign the bottom of this tape. And again, please write your precinct name at the top. Put this in your brown folder. You'll then touch continue. If you have write-ins, you will print the write-ins. Some elections it will not ask you to print a write-in. It's going to go right to the shutdown screen. So you'll press shutdown and touch yes to the warning. It says it takes about 20 seconds. What you're looking for is for the machine to come up and say power off or no signal. When you see the no signal, you can turn off the unit using the power switch on the back and lower the screen by lifting the top of the screen and pushing the brakes back till it stops. You want to remove all the ballots out of the back of the unit by using the black cat key and the left lock on the back of the ballot box to remove the emergency compartment. You'll replace and lock the emergency compartment, and you'll remove the OVO from the ballot box by unlocking the 2 locks on the front. You will put your keys and power cord with your machine and place it back in the red bag. So you put that on there and replace it in the red bag. You will take your machine, keys and power cord, put it in the bag to where the front of the machine is facing out. That way this big pad protects that screen, and you will simply zip this back up just the way it came out. Attach your handles and return this to the drop station or the courthouse, whichever you have been instructed to do. If you need to team carry this, you can leave this handle separate. One judge can grab each handle. All right, at the end of the night, when you go to retrieve your ballots, you'll use your black cat key in the lock on the left side. You'll completely remove the emergency compartment. And then unfortunately, somebody's going to have to get down here and gather up all the ballots. I wish there was a better way to do this, but unfortunately, there is not. So you can take your ballots out. Always verify that your compartment is empty. Jog your ballots around to get them where you can put them in your voted ballot box. You will then replace and lock your emergency bin. You have this lip on the end, slides into the ballot box. Push it and relock it. You'll then place your ballots into the voted ballot box. And then place your seal over this flap to where this flap cannot be opened without that seal being broken. Remember, at the end of the night, when you go to log out, you'll touch the 3-line menu, log out. You'll always log out temporarily. You never close the election. When you get to this screen, you'll simply press and hold the power button until you get that slide to power off. Make sure you get that slide to power off. As soon as you slid that across, you can close the iPad, unplug it, place the power cord, the charging block, the iPads, and your stylus back in the black case.